Hello everyone, this is Medis24. I'm back with some more Mystical Ninja starring Goemon. I'm just bouncing off a horrific Worlds Collide seed I played this morning. I didn't stream it, I just played it offline. I was at 141.22, which my personal best for Ultros League Season 3 is 140.58, so I missed my personal best by 25 seconds. It was discouraging, especially when I was at the final boss and I was thinking, okay, here's how I messed up, and like I knew I was messing up as I was fighting him. But 141.22 is still a really good time for me, so I'm happy with that. Love to be able to turn in times like that more consistently. Then at least I could say I'm kind of competitive compared to some of the other players. Anyway, I need a palate cleanser pretty bad, so I am back with more Goemon. In the first episode, I played up through the first dungeon. In the second episode, I played up through the second dungeon. And today, I guess I'm going to see if I can get to the third dungeon. We're starting to get to the point where I don't really remember the game all that well. So I might end up stumbling through some stuff, but when they get started here, we'll see how we're doing. Okay. Oh, this game is such a relaxer after. Oh, good for me. Didn't actually know that was down there. I mean, I meant to do that. I knew it was there all along. Alright, I gotta... You can see how just the camera clips through... Actually, I think I gotta go this way. Like, the camera clips through all the scenery and stuff, and it's just... and honestly, that's not like just bad design on this game's part. It really is how things were in the N64 era. They just, not only had they not really perfected the concept of the camera yet, but, yeah, that's okay though. It's, you know. Now, I guess I'm gonna go back to the town. So when you beat the second dungeon, you free all the kidnapped kids. So when I was in Folky Poke Village earlier, it was playing all the sad, depressing music. But now all the kids should be back, so the atmosphere of the town should change. I think if I talk to townspeople, I can probably get a hint. Oh, I can always go to that fortune teller, too. I said I wasn't going to go to him because I remember what I was doing. But that was in Episode 2. Today, on Episode 3, Meaties has no idea what he's doing, so we're gonna... I could actually, like... fall. No, actually, you die if you fall, if I remember right. So I don't want to fall. Like, you can't... you can't go down there and like swim around in that river, if I remember right. If you fall down, you just die. And you can see there's not like a way to climb up. And the terrain down there is very, very not detailed. So just like the bare minimum. Okay. This is the last part here. You don't see too many puzzles like this either, like where you actually have to like tap to walk forward. Okay, I remember when the Nintendo 64 first came out, and I mean, I got one. I didn't get one right away, but I did get one for Christmas the year it came out. And of course, my first game was Super Mario 64, and I spent 3 hours outside of Princess Toadstool's castle just running around. I was so amazed by the concept of the analog stick and the fact that if you just pushed it forward slightly, you would walk. That's all I did for 3 hours was run around and play around with the controls. It's probably some of the most fun I've ever actually had in a video game. But now, I mean, just being used to the analog stick, it's like whatever. You just push it forward all the way to run because you don't want to waste time. You just want to get to where the action is. But it's still fun to play some of these old games and see how they kind of had like analog stick puzzles, or the analog stick, like you actually had to walk around at times. Alright, yeah, see, everyone's all happy now. This dude's bouncing around. Ah, man, I hope these kids tell me what I'm supposed to do. That's a Michael Jackson joke. The children are making Michael Jackson jokes. Oh boy. God, I don't remember what I'm supposed to do. I think I'm gonna have to go to the damn, There might be a door I haven't gone through, too. There's my map. More stairs that I have to jump up because I just came in this way. The door takes me out. Alright. Okay, well, yeah. I love this guy. This is not disturbing at all. Yeah. So anyway, the Plasma Fortune Teller, if you ever can't remember what you're supposed to do next, if you go to this guy and you pay him just an infinitesimal amount of money, he'll give you a hint on what the next objective is. Which is good, because I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. Oh, that's right. And they actually said to go to the Chugoku region. The Chugok? The Chugok region? These are usually silent in Japanese. Chugok region. Alright. So yeah, there's a... In Zazen Town, which is the second town, there's got to be a path I haven't taken yet. I just don't remember which one it is. So we'll jump back to Zazen Town. Once I get to the next area, I think I'll be good to go, because I kind of remember it. There's like there's a desert you have to go into to find one of Sasuke's batteries, and then there's like a giant tree you have to climb up, and his other battery's up there. And then once you find both batteries, he becomes a playable character. He becomes your fourth character. He's pretty good. He has like these little knife things. I still prefer Yai, but all right. Yeah, I'm like all tense and stressed out from my Worlds Collide run I just did. This game's all calm and relaxing. Okay, Gojo Ohashi Bridge, that is where Benki is, so definitely not that way. One of these is the Golden Temple. What's this? That's where you go to get the mini spell. There's nothing up there. It's like a guy in a flaming effigy thing. I guess it's this way. What's it? I missed this sign. Yeah. Go region. Okay. Alright, here we go. Yes. Okay. Oh, how do you... I think you find that later. Oops. Now, one of the things Sasuke has is he has, like, these little firecrackers. And if you use the firecrackers, you can blow stuff like that open. And the hint I got said I needed to blow open a door. So I need to get Sasuke. I don't know. I guess I should go watch watch something that's got a character named that, and then I'll know how to pronounce it. Anyway, once I find him, I can come back here with his firecrackers and, yeah. Okay. There's all the way at the end there, see that light blue spot? There's a battery there for my robot ninja. So that's where I gotta go. So, I live in the American Southwest. Actually, I live in a desert. I live in the Sonora Desert. And I guess there are sand dunes in the Sonora Desert, but they're like way far south on the Mexican side of the Sonoran Desert. But I have lived in a desert for almost all of my life. I moved here when I was 8. And I'm 30, I'll be 38 this year. So I've lived in a desert for 30 years, almost all of my life. There's my battery. I have never seen a sand dune. That's not the kind of desert that the Sonora Desert is. we actually do have a lot of wild grass and things like that here. I mean, there's big clumps of nothing but dirt. The sand isn't like fine grained sand. It's just like it's kind of rocky. But I always think it's funny when they depict a desert in any kind of media, video game, movie, TV show, because that is 100% not what my experience with a desert is like. Now, I know those kinds of deserts exist. I understand that. Like, I understand that the Sahara Desert is a thing. But it's just funny to me that that's what a desert's depicted like, when deserts are so much more complicated than just piles of sand and nothing else. Also, I like how there's just... You're in this nice green, lush, verdant plains, and then there's just sand. Where I am, there's actually... It's like that. So in Arizona, one of the interstates in Arizona, so one of the highways that runs through Arizona, is the I-17. It runs from the south end of Phoenix all the way up to Flagstaff, which is a city in the north end of Arizona. It's only a 2-hour drive. It's not very long. But you go from one of the hottest parts of the state, in the Phoenix area, to about as high up as you can get in Arizona, and it's forested woodland. And I mean, it's exactly what you would expect from a forest. They got bears up there, all kinds of stuff. But you do have to travel a little bit. It's not so easy as just walking through a door and then you're in a verdant plain. So, but terrain changes, and it meshes together. And I mean, if you've ever played Minecraft, you kind of have an idea of what that looks like, because Minecraft does a good job of blending the borders of its different terrains. Okay, here we go. No? Do I have to do something? I did have to do something. I knew there was something up here. I mean, There. That's my second battery. Here we go. We're gonna activate the robot. I wish there had been another song there. Voice acting still wasn't super common when this game released. I mean, they had made games with voice acting by this point. But when this game came out, it just had full musical numbers. Kind of blew my mind. So I was a total Nintendo kid. I had Nintendo Power, and I totally read from the book of Nintendo. They had all this propaganda in there about how Sega sucked, Sony sucked. They even produced these like videos like depicting Sega and Sony people, and they were all morons, and then Nintendo was awesome. And I totally bought into that whole thing. Like, I was totally snowed by Nintendo. And I was convinced that nothing Sega or Sony did would be good. So when PlayStation 1 first came out, I actually skipped it. Even knowing that Final Fantasy was going to the PlayStation 1, I still skipped it, and I went for Nintendo. And I was like, surely Nintendo won't let me down. But then, of course, as we know, basically the N64 had no RPGs on it at all. And I was always a huge RPG fan. I've loved RPGs since I was 9 years old. So that didn't work out too well for me. And if you're familiar at all with the popularity of game genres in the late 90s, you'd know that survival horror from Resident Evil became one of the biggest genres in the late 90s. And while the N64 did eventually get Resident Evil 2, and it had this other game called Hybrid Heaven that was kind of like that, it never it never had that popular stuff. I mean, it had some really popular multiplayer games like GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, but these really popular single-player genres that everyone was talking about, they weren't on the N64. So inevitably, I ended up getting a PlayStation, and it kind of woke me up and made me realize that, oh, hey, maybe I shouldn't just listen to Nintendo for my video game information. But yeah, when I first played this game, I hadn't played some of those games with voice acting. And the PlayStation was able to progress a lot more quickly than Nintendo because it was using CD-ROMs, and those CD-ROMs could store so much more information than Nintendo's cartridges. I don't know what the memory capacity of the ROMs on the Nintendo cartridges were, but a regular CD holds like 700 megs, which, granted, that's not very much today. Not when, I have like 10 terabytes of storage on my PC, but in the 90s, 700 megabytes was a lot of data. And this game's no 700 megabytes. I don't know what it is, but, Alright, so now I've got Sasuke. I can use him to blow open those doors with cracks. So we're going to go back to that first area I was in. And I'm pretty sure I can start picking up the trail of where the third dungeon is. Again, I don't really remember how to get there, but we're going to figure it out. I just love that their ambition for area design got the best of them, even though the camera's clipping through the terrain, and I can just see nothing but a blue void underneath. Oh, man. Look at how just undetailed and blurry this crap is. Like, oh, that's horrendous. They won't be able to tell how blurry it is. They're going to be playing on a 240i CRT. Oh, boy. My very first HD TV was I paid $1,000 for it. It was only 32 inches. And it was only 720p. But it had... Oh, hey. It had all the connectors and stuff that I needed to hook up all my legacy hardware to it. Like, I did need to use an adapter for my Atari, but I could plug my Atari 2600 directly into it. It was very cool. They still make mods and stuff. Like, there's all kinds of people out there that are making mods that usually aren't too difficult to install, mods and adapters and so forth. So that you can get your legacy hardware to be plugged into new TVs. But like if you try to take an original Nintendo and plug it into an HD TV, it's all messed up. Like the refresh rate's not right and the system's all janky looking. That's part of the reason that I basically just moved to emulators, and I really only play my legacy games on emulators now. The other reason is I just didn't have enough space to store dozens of consoles and libraries of games for those consoles. Like, have you ever watched some of the hardcore collectors on YouTube or probably on Twitch? I'm sure they're around here too. And they just have these massive game rooms with all this stuff shelved. If that's what you're into and you like to keep all of that stuff, that's awesome. Good for you. Do what you love. Collect the kinds of things that you like to collect. But for me personally, it's not for me. I don't want all that stuff just out. So I ended up moving entirely to emulators. I still have a lot of my old retro gaming stuff. I've never actually sold any of my retro gaming stuff. But, there's a fortune doll down there. How badly do I want to go down there and get it? I want it. But yeah, so I don't keep all that stuff out. Most of my stuff's in storage now. Some of it I can't bear to part with. But I mostly play my retro gaming on emulators now, just because it's a lot easier. And I don't have to buy all this hardware to get everything working right. But they got some cool stuff. Like I was very hardcore when I was buying the actual hardware, and I was really into that when I was a teenager and in my 20s. When I was into that, I was actually playing Atari 2600. I had gone back because I was a little young for the 2600. It's a little before my time. But I had gone back to check it out, and what I had found is something that I was really impressed by. Just the Atari 2600 is incredibly primitive. Like, if you have never played a 2600, you will be shocked by how primitive it is. But even though it's so primitive, the imagination that game designers in the late 70s and early 80s used to get their games to work on the 2600 is just incredible. So I was really into collecting Atari 2600 stuff, and I had all of this junk lying around. I had all these adapters and things like that. I even went out and got a ColecoVision, which was one of Atari's competitors in the 80s. Not so much because I was all that interested in playing ColecoVision games, but just because I wanted to own the stuff that Atari was competing against. And there were all kinds of adapters and things to make it work. And now, especially since the pandemic, when game collecting just exploded, there's just tons of cool stuff out there. There are so many imaginative people in the retro gaming community that are interested in finding ways to get other people who are into retro gaming to still be able to play either the original hardware or what have you. And it's just so amazing. I love the fact that people work so hard to preserve these games. And that kind of makes me want to do a shout out to RetroArch, because I've used tons of different emulators in my time, and RetroArch just solved so many of my complaints about my emulators, and I have everything in one place. Was kind of a pain in the butt to learn how to use RetroArch, though. I will say that. RetroArch, I don't remember how to open those. You can't blow them open, they're not cracked. I will say that RetroArch was kind of a pain in the butt to learn how to use, but once I took the time to kind of sit down and figure it out, it was well worth that time investment, because now I just have all of my games in one place for all of the systems I have ever played over the years. And before anything says something about me encouraging the piracy of software, I will say that I am strongly in favor of supporting game developers. Even if that developer is working for a huge company like Electronic Arts. And you know that the Electronic Arts, the executives, they don't care about gaming. All they're interested in is extracting profit, right? Oh, look at that. I think that's a coffee house, but I came in backwards. Because I'm in the area I was just in, so I want to go back. Yeah, there's a coffee shop. But I mean, even if the game you like was developed by a big company like that, I strongly encourage you to support the games you like financially, whether it's by purchasing that game at the store, or if it's a indie type thing, helping out the developer, shooting some cash to them on their Patreon, whatever. Strongly encourage you to support that. That being said, I have no issue emulating games I already own or games that I have no way of legally purchasing. And buying the game on the used market is not the same. I am not going to pay some collector a huge markup for the game I want because the developer is no longer selling the game legally. I am not going to do that. Now, if you're into collecting, that is the price you pay. And if that's what you're up for, you know, go, like I said before, go for it. Spend your money how you want to. But if I'm going to financially support someone for a piece of media that I like, it's going to be the person that developed that media originally, or the group or organization or whatever. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just gonna throw that out. I'm kind of wandering about right now as I ramble on. I keep wandering into areas I haven't been to yet, so I think I'm headed the right way. Usually you can't break the progression chain in this game. I don't think there's really anywhere you can go that will break the progression chain. So, I should be on the right track right now. Okay, here. So, actually, this is it. This is the third dungeon. Look at that. We found it, guys. We did it. All it cost was everyone having to listen to me ramble about video games. Okay. Let's get in here. Alright. That was not nearly as bad as the intermission between the third and the first and second dungeon. That part takes forever. Okay. Now, I seem to recall this place being a little difficult. But I have half my health bar now. Don't have any items, so hopefully I don't need them. If I get my butt kicked here, though, or I might want to fall back to Folky Poke Village and stock up on supplies. I have enough money now. Well, we're just going to wander around and see. I only have the vaguest recollection of this place, so... You know... Oh, crap. I think coming back to this game, after all this time, my biggest criticism of playing it on a modern device is just with how blurry the textures are. Like, I would be fine with the low polygon count. I would be fine with everything. I like the way the game looks. But just if the resolution could be improved, that would make me happy. I know, like there's like some modders out there that have done texture packs for other Nintendo 64 games, and I know that the N64 emulators will actually allow you to load those texture packs in, so you can improve the visuals. That's awesome. That's wonderful. And if you're playing a really popular game like Ocarina of Time, then you're gonna be able to find all that stuff. Unfortunately, this game is an obscure franchise from a company that is now more interested in making gambling equipment than video games. And it's just not that well known anymore. I think you probably have to be around my age, probably even in Japan, because they kind of stopped making these games in Japan too. You have to be around my age to even know that this, have a chance of having been exposed to this franchise. That's too bad. It's because... Oh, crap. Eventually, Sask gets, like, this, like, super jump. And I think I need that to get that. I don't have a key. Yeah, there's a lot of backtracking you have to do. Once you start unlocking the magic abilities, you'll find that... Okay. Like, if you go back to almost any area in the game, you'll end up being able to find more stuff. And I think that's part of the reason why I have never 100%ed this game, and honestly have no real plans to do so. Because to actually do that, you have to do all of this backtracking, and you don't need to do it to beat the game. Like, it doesn't change the ending. You don't get a better ending. It's only there for personal satisfaction. And there is a scorecard right at the end that shows you how many of the items you found. So I know that matters to some people. It does not matter to me. I can easily beat the game without finding every item, and that's enough for me. Alright. I'm like super worried that I'm running past stuff right now. I mean, the game will make me, like, you can't miss stuff, right? I'll have to come back to all these areas I've been running through. But the layout of this castle is much more open than the first two. Yeah. Alright. Punk. Pretty sure I want to go over here. I think. I don't. Oh, hey, look, key. A silver key. Okay, that'll... What is this camera? Hold on, I gotta... It just keeps spinning. Is the camera stuck on the terrain? Oh my god, this is gonna make me nauseous. Wow. Alright, well... Oh, that was dumb. That was dumb. Okay. Anyway, I got a silver key. So, that's definitely going to get me through a locked door. Let's see what else is around here. Oh, look. More stairs that I have to jump up. You know, I don't... When I was an adult, or a kid, I didn't even think I thought about that. Like, it was like, oh yeah, of course you have to jump. Your character's not going to be able to walk up those things. That's not how video games work. It's just so funny that there's a disconnect between what the world looks like and how your character's able to interact with it. It might not have been until, like, the 360 era where that kind of stuff really started to change. Alright, I'm pretty sure I need to go back because I want to get to... Now, I don't know why. It's the only way to get back to this platform with Goemon. I think so. Yeah, it is. But I don't think it was really until the 360 era where that kind of started to change. There were good games on the PS2 that had you interacting more naturally with the terrain. When Metal Gear Solid 2 first came out, that game seemed pretty huge in terms of how Snake interacted with the world around him. Like, there were actually discrete objects and stuff that you could interact with. One thing I remember that seemed impressive at the time was that when you're on the boat at the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2, there's a bunch of magazine racks. And you can interact with those magazine racks, and like you can like shoot the magazines with your gun, and like they'll go flying and stuff like that. And that was actually novel at the time. Like, it was cool. It seemed like an advancement. Because yeah, they would design a game world, but it was mostly for aesthetics. Like, you couldn't interact with it in a natural way. And that's very much the case in this game. I mean, there's some stuff you can do that's natural, but... I don't entirely dislike that. Like, having a fully realized game world that you can interact with naturally, yes, that is awesome. That is wonderful. And I'm not saying that they should not make games like that. But one of the things I like about older games and indie games, so I mean they still have indie games that do this, a lot of times you have to supply what you don't see with your imagination, and your imagination can be way more powerful than anything that could ever be depicted. I know in Stardew Valley, you just have the simple 2D graphics, but you can imagine what's going on in that game from what it supplies you. And sometimes that can be so much more than what a game could show you. Oops. My favorite example of this premise is Star Wars. When you watch A New Hope and you listen to the way that Obi-Wan describes his friendship with Anakin, and the way that he talks about what the Clone Wars were like, your imagination just runs wild in terms of what that could have been. And there was no way, even if the prequel trilogy had been good movies, there is no way that George Lucas or anyone could have ever created a prequel trilogy to Star Wars that would have been as compelling as what people imagined. So I'm all for, they say a good storytelling rule is show, don't tell. But sometimes telling and leaving the details of what it actually looked like to the audience's imagination is so much more powerful than just trying to depict everything. I got a bad feeling about this. I do not like how this is playing out. I know I can't get those blocks from here because he can't jump high enough. Is there really not? There must be another door. We're going to hope there's another door and that I'm not just screwing this part up. Otherwise, I'm going to be running around this dungeon for a while with no clue what I'm doing. Alright. Alright, so there's 2 more doors. So let's see. Just got it. Oh, crap. This is some Donkey Kong level shit right here. Alright. Great, 3 more doors. And there's a door I skipped, too. Oh, hey, look where we are. I knew this was the way to come all along. I was just pretending for you guys that I didn't know what I was doing. That's 100% true story. Check it out. Crap. Yeah. Did that... Okay. Oh, man. Walk of shame time. I usually shy away from playing platformers blind because I'm actually not good at platforming at all. Like, I'm terrible at it. There's a couple that I'm decent at, and the only reason I'm decent at them is because I've played them so much I have them memorized. And as you can see, since I don't have this section of the game memorized, my performance is, shall we say, substandard. Oh, I have to do the barrels again because yeah. Alright. Oh, you little bastard. There's no more barrels, is there? Well, okay. See, you can collect, like, the map and the compass and all that. I mean, they got that from Zelda, right? I never understood the point of that. Like, that's pointless. In a Zelda game, in this game, whatever, you have to go to every single place, every single room. What do I need a map and a compass for? I have to visit every room anyway. There were a few of the dungeons in Zelda 1 that you didn't actually have to visit. Okay. See those the red ones? If I touch those, I'm gonna burn. Now, Sask can eventually get an ice kunai. This thing. Only it's ice. When he has that, he can freeze those tiles. What I don't remember is, do I get that here and this is relevant right now, or is this a come back later thing? I don't remember that part. Look at that little dude go. Good for you, man. Alright, I'm gonna hate myself for this because I know it's wrong, but... Oh, yeah. See? Yeah. I don't know. Oh, man. Okay. I'm actually kind of lost at this point. After going on that rant about, oh, you know what? Derp a derp. Derp derp. Derp 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 derp. Derpity derp. If I run along the roof here, I can drop down to that door. That I was like, there's no way to get there. I have to come back later. Incorrect. I wasted all that health running around goofing off because I didn't know what I was supposed to do. But, alright. Yeah, because I went up the ladder last time and ran around to get the thing. There we go. Oh boy. Okay. Hey, life. Got any more of those? What do you do? Hey, is that a key? Or is that... I think that's the ice kunai. It is. Oh, excuse me. The kunai of severe cold. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, because I have to do that barrel thing again. It's like in the Atelier games. It's a barrel! If that reference was too obscure for you, it's because I am a colossal weeb despite pretending I don't really... despite posing as if I have no true passing interest. Fuck you. Let's run past this shit. Okay. So yes, you do need... Oops. If I remember right, the meat saw hammer, yeah, you can use this to slowly farm healing items, which is ideal given my lackluster performance in this dungeon. Where's my dumplings, sir? I was expecting food. Well, great. All right. Good. Oh, but there's a door over there, and I didn't go to it because I was fiddling around. Okay, so we're fine. For a second, I was like, wait a minute, I went everywhere I could go. But I didn't. Alright. Get over there, buddy. There we go. Okay. Hey, I'm on the other side of the barrel room. I like it more from this side. Is this like a torture room? Like you bring people into the barrel room and then you have a guy like stands on this side and watches the barrels crush him? Okay. Those must be rooms I haven't gone in yet. What a pain in the butt. What was it I was saying? I don't need a map, I have to go everywhere. I do have to go everywhere, I just can't figure out how to get everywhere. Okay. I'm gonna try to chain across just because I don't want to have to swim. But so I guess all that was down here was the ice knife and the meat saw hammer, which, to be fair, I did want both of those items. Okay. Is that where I want to be? Well, there's a door there. I don't have a key for it yet. All right. Interesting. Well, I did say when I got here that I remember this place being kind of difficult. Although, I don't believe it occurred to me that the reason it was difficult is because it's a confusing maze. And I do not remember where I found. I'm pretty sure I saw a door, but I don't remember where. Which means now I'm going to have to wander about and revisit everywhere until I find it. Because the map is kind of nonsensical to me. Whoops! There goes one of my lives. Alright. There we go. Oops. I don't think I've been here yet. Oh, look. Okay. Good. Because So I think this is my path here. Because I did all that crap just now to get these. So, okay. Oh, I screwed that up. Oh, I hope whatever's up there isn't something I have to have, because this is where my platforming meets its limit. Yeah. Now, part of this is because I am an eternal noob, and then part of it is just because the camera angles are so awkward that... Alright. Yeah, I needed to come up here, so glad I... Oh, there's the, there's that key that I needed. Oh, okay, that's that room. So, okay. So I got my gold key. So now I need to go back the way I came. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. Okay. Alright. We did it, guys. Oh, man. I am just awful. Just awful at this kind of stuff. Alright. So I got my gold key. I got my magic ice knife. I know where the gold... Well, I vaguely recall the... Look at that. Come on, man. Let me clip through that. Camera can pan through the terrain, but I can't walk through the largest overage in the world. Anyway, I think we're in business now. I think I untangled this stupid dungeon. One last crushing, just for good measure. This way, I think? I don't remember. Ah! Hold on a second, I got something on that one on. Okay. Hope this doesn't restart me. No, I don't think I've been over here yet. Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, this is definitely a new area. I think I gotta get down to it. Well, look, they even have a nice floor mat, so I can tell where the big fish thing will land. Wouldn't this be awkward as a villain? Like, okay, to get up to my villainous lair, I have to do all this jumping, and I have to take a ride on the fish thing. Like, if this was in my house, I would hate this. I hope this is where I'm supposed to... Well, I wasn't supposed to do that. Yeah, see, I would hate this. Like, you know, you just want to go out to your kitchen to... Oh, shit. Come on, you fucking camera. Like, you just want to go to your kitchen to get a snack. And in order to get to your kitchen, you have to jump on these fish things, climb up all these ladders, and hope to God that your, like, mechanical guard things don't go rogue on you. Bitch. There's everything over there now. And look at this asshole. Just, you know. Then he flies away. But yeah, if I was a supervillain. Well, I was trying to jump on that, wasn't I? That does not seem... I want on this thing. And then... I mean, in all fairness, I am not a crazed supervillain whose master plan is to create a dancing stage so that people can see my enchanting dances. So, I'm sure I don't think with the same kind of worldview as the villains in it. I hope that's the path and not like me dropping down. Oh boy, that was a leap of faith right there. I haven't been here yet. So in all fairness, I don't have the same worldview as the villains of this game. But surely it's inconvenient for them to get around this base. Return the red plates by hitting them back. Okay. I think this is the boss. And that was the clue as to how to beat the boss. Okay. The ghost robot, Sarami. I love the boss music in this game. So I wasn't able... the blue ones I wasn't even able to interact with. I've ascertained that. So I just gotta wait for the red ones. The game's really weird. It's a little slippery. So like when I stop all of a sudden like that, it's actually kind of sluggish and disorienting. But I think I have enough health that I can tank any hits I take. Or I could just screw up like that. One of the two. Oh. I made him angry. He started shooting green shit at me. When the red discs come out, they're way slower. So it's like you still haven't... It's still easy to react. Well, it's easy to react. This is no big deal. I'll easily defeat this on stream. Everyone will be amazed by my awesome gaming ability. Yeah. Well, that was something. Now if I can just do that again. That's the thing, is to stay as close to the camera as I can. Alright, is he going to change his attack pattern again? That seems less than ideal. So busy concentrating on that yellow shit going everywhere that... If I had items here, this would be super easy. It's going to be very annoying if I die. Oh, you bitch! Okay. Good, I got him. I mean, I can take so many hits that... And if I get items, I can double the amount of hits I take. So even if I screw up, it's still easy. Well, that was a little close to the wire. Definitely before the next boss, we're going to make sure we have some rice balls. Because if I had a rice ball there, I wouldn't have even tensed up. It would have been like, okay, well, whatever, you know. Ooh. Yeah, these guys are like Power Rangers. That's some nice translating there, Konami. Blocking without the C. These guys spell about as well as I play video games. But they got it right that time. It would have been funny if they just kept repeating the same typo over and over again, like they thought that's how it was spelled. I wish they had a cutscene where, like, these villains were standing around their base gossiping about Goemon and his buddies. You know, these guys could save themselves a lot of trouble if they just dispensed with their villainous plan and posted their videos on TikTok. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Thank you, canned laughter. Yes, yes, I wish to save my game. Very good. Alright. We better pause. That thing might kill me. Our game is saved. That's the main thing. I think that's going to conclude it for me here. That dungeon took a little bit out of me. I'm a little wiped right now. I think I need to go hydrate and get some cardio in or something. So that'll conclude episode 3 of my Mystical Ninja starring Goemon playthrough. If you've been stopping by and checking out the game, watching me play it, thank you so much. I appreciate it anytime someone wants to stop by and see what I'm up to. I do have my VODs on my Twitch channel. Of course, Twitch only keeps the most recent 7 days. I do have my VODs on my YouTube channel as well. I don't post everything on there. Sometimes if I have audio issues, technical issues, I won't post everything up there. But I am posting my Mystical Ninja playthrough on YouTube, and it does have its own playlist. So if you just kind of want to see me stumble through the game, it's all on there, and then you'll be able to watch the whole game. Also, if you're interested in playing the game, I definitely recommend it. I am using RetroArch with a Mupen 64 core on Windows 11, and it's running pretty good. No complaints. About as well as I could expect for a game this old. So yeah, I love the game. I definitely recommend the game. Definitely encourage you to check out the game if you spent the time watching the videos. And I will catch you later on Twitch. I do expect to play some more Worlds Collide tonight. Thank you very much. Everyone have a good one.